All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is how to put together your stop motion video. So, I'm gonna be doing this for the practice, but this is something you can apply to any other part of this that you do. So, here we go. So, we're gonna start off with AVTF Media Archive. I'm gonna double click on that. So, number one, I'm gonna go to my folder. So, this will be a little different depending on the period that you're in, but AVTF 1B or 4A, you want to go to your folder. And right here, of course, you should have some other project folders, but you want a project folder for this specific project. For this one, I called it stop motion. And then, of course, you should have these three folders. Your content folder that should have your content in it, which is all of those pictures. Boom. This is going to take a little minute to load, but there we go. We got one of our examples. You have your exports folder, which of course is going to be empty because that's where your drafts go in at and nothing else. Then you have your project files folder. We're going to set that up right now. It should have your project file in it. So let's get to it. Down here, I'm going to click on Premiere. I've already opened it up. That's why there's this dot under here. But if you haven't already, after you click on that, this will start dancing and it'll open up. All right, so with Premiere, let me see, I'm gonna click out of that little screen. All right, so first off, I'm gonna go up here to the top left and click on New Project, this blue button. All right, so depending on which version that you have, it might look a little different, but regardless of it, the two things that you wanna look out for are project location and project name. So first off, with the project location, this is asking you where do you want to put this project file. So right here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on this little arrow right here and then click on choose location. All right, so now it's asking, all right, where do you want to put it? Well, I want to put it in my project files folder for this specific project and no other project. So with that, I'm going to click on desktop. Then I'm going to click on AVTF Media Archive, and I'm going to navigate all the way to my folder and then my specific project folder and then ultimately my project files folder and click on choose. So then secondly, we got this project name that first is untitled. So with this, I'm going to type in stop motion and then I can put an underscore Mr. Daniels, and what I may even do is put stop motion practice. Right, so I have the name of the project and then I have my name. My name in it is very specific because just in case I accidentally put it in the wrong location, I can search it on the computer and it'll come up. All right, so I'm gonna hit create. And now that we have our project together, what we're gonna do is this workspace is a little messed up. So I'm gonna go to the editing workspace and I think everything is in place. So down here is what we call the project panel. So I'm gonna do two things. I clicked on the white and blue finder face, and since I have all of my content or my pictures where they should be in this content folder, I'm gonna drag this and drop this down here in this project panel. That's called importing. And you notice it made a folder or bin that's called content. My other one that I'm gonna create is by right clicking here and clicking on new bin. I can create my sequences bin. So I'm gonna type that. All right, and there we go. So now that that's still highlighted because I haven't pressed anything else, I'm gonna hold down command and press the letter N, and that's gonna make a new sequence, which is what I edit my video in. So here I'm gonna go stop motion practice and you guessed it, underscore Mr. Daniels. All right, because this is going to be the default name for my exported file. All right, and also over here I have it as HD 1080p 23.976, or for some, if you click on legacy, you can go to digital SLR 1080p and right here. Either one of those is going to work well. All right, so after I did that, I got my sequence. Now this next part is gonna go pretty fast. So right here, you can see all of these icons that are loading. I don't want this because the numbers, it may be out of order. Right here, it doesn't look out of order, but it may be out of order. Instead, I hope you're looking at this bottom panel, but where it has these lines and it says list view, that's what you wanna click on. All right, so then over here, it looks like everything is in order. But if I click by name at the top, it can be in ascending or descending order. So right here we got it by name. I click that one time and just eyeballing it, 87, 88, 89, and it increases as we go down this list. All right, so now that I have it that way, I want to click this first one time, and then I'm gonna scroll down, or if your scroll wheel isn't working, you got this little thing right here where you can drag that all the way down, and then you want to hold down shift on the keyboard with your left hand, and then click this last one as you hold that down, and then after it all highlights, you can let shift go. So then from there, you see this little paper icon right here, and I'm gonna make that a little bigger. You got this little paper icon. That's what you want to drag. Don't drag anything else because you may lose this selection. All right, so I'm gonna drag this paper icon, and that drags all of those clips over here. All right, so now that I have that, what you notice is that it looks really, really zoomed in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to this gray area or this dark area over here, and I'm gonna click and hold, and then you notice this box is made as I'm holding it, and that's where I'm gonna drag over all of these other files. All right, if you click and drag over here, you might miss some of them just because these are so small. But again, I'm gonna click and hold and drag all the way over so that all of these clips turn white. Secondly, I'm gonna right click, and out of these options, if you have it, you want to click set the frame size, or if it's only scale to frame size, you want to click on that one. For this one, I'm gonna click set the frame size, but clicking either of these will do the same thing. So as I click set the frame size, it zooms out and I can see the whole image on the whole screen. So with that, next up, we are going to right click this again, and we're gonna go to make subsequence. Okay, so what the subsequence does is it takes all of these clips right here and it puts it in one clip up here. So with this, I'm gonna drag this blue playhead. I can click these little numbers up here, and as long as I click anywhere up there, I can drag this playhead. So I'm gonna drag this over away from this, and also you want to make sure that this is blue. All right, if this is not blue or selected, then as you bring this in, it'll just look like these cut up clips and it won't be one big clip. So anyway, I'm going to drag that down here. All right, and so now I have all of these into one clip, and this is the easy part. So after you have all of these into one clip, you want to press the letter R on your keyboard, and that's going to bring up this rate stretch tool right here. All right, so again, right here, if you notice, it says rate stretch tool, and also it has R in parentheses, but I'm gonna press R and go to my rate stretch tool. And so with this, we're gonna make an observation real quick. So with this blue playhead, I'm gonna press the up arrow one time, and that goes to the beginning of this clip, and I'm gonna press I, so that creates my end point. I'm gonna press the down arrow one time, and this blue playhead goes to the end, and I'm gonna press O, and that creates my out point. So the reason why I did that is up here, you can see how long this clip is. Without being shortened, this clip is 8 minutes and 25 seconds. So you can just imagine how long that's gonna take. So with this rate stretch tool, I'm gonna drag this down by a lot. You can see that's well over half. That's probably a seventh of the overall clip, and that's probably still gonna be too long. But if I press the up arrow, which goes to the end of this clip, goes back a cut, and then I press O, it's at 1 minute and 3 seconds. So I think that that's probably still gonna be a little too slow. So I'm gonna drag that down a little bit more. Press the up arrow again, just so y'all can see the time, and that's about 34 seconds. And it still might be a little too slow. But from this point, what you notice is that you got this red mark at the top. We don't like that because that red mark is it pretty much shows that it needs a little it's gonna take a little processing time because it's a lot going on. So I'm going to hit return or enter on the keyboard, and that's gonna bring up this rendering screen. And so we're gonna let that render real quick. All right, And so now this one is set into motion. It is still kind of slow, but as we see it, we have our actors, our models doing their thing. Boom, boom, boom. This is cool. Looking nervous a little bit. But with this, I'm going to press the plus key to zoom in. That's what's making this zoom in. Or also at the bottom of this screen, this little circle right here, if you drag this inwards, it'll make it bigger. It'll make the timeline zoom in as well. So right here, I want that to go a lot faster. So we're going to chop this in half. As you can see, the speed on this is 2615.95%. So with that said, I'm going to hit enter again. We're going to render through this one more time. What you want is you want smooth motion as you go through this. So we'll give it a few seconds to load. All right, and so that it just rendered, and so this is about the speed that you want. So again, it goes a lot faster, is moving, and maybe I could still experiment with making it a little faster if I wanted, but this, it's at the fluidity that I think that I would want for this stop motion where it's kind of that stutter effect. And there we go. So that is it. And so of course after that, I could drag this out point to the to the end of this, and then I could click on export. So from there, what I would do is over here for this range, this is probably one of the most important things. You want to make sure that it says source in and out. If it says anything else, then what's going to happen is that it's going to export. If we go back to the edit portion, it would export. If it says anything else besides source in and out, then it would export this whole thing. So that's that's about 10 minutes worth of stuff. You only want this small stop motion video that looks like it's 19 seconds. So again, going back to export. Oh, and also another valid point is that down here, you want to make sure that this blue outline is around your what you've edited. If it's not around what you've edited, then it could be exporting something else. All right, so anyway, we're going to click on export, and from there we're going to go to location. So for this location, what you want to do, so for this location, what you want to do is you want to choose your exports folder. So for your exports, we're going to take it all the way to the top. So AVTF Media Archive, AVTF1, 1B, and I go to my folder, stop motion, and then exports. All right, because this is where I want that to go. We're going to hit save, and then look at the format. It says H.264. That's good, and I think those are the only things that I want you to look at for now. Then you can click export. So now it's going to export this video. All right, and so that has been successfully exported. So if I click back on here and go to my exports folder, this is the video that I would turn in. All right, so that is the project, and of course you'll do that on the OneDrive. So again, if you have any questions, please let me know. But this is how you make your stop motion practice video, but also this is how you'll be able to make your stop motion video, at least from an editing perspective. All right, thank you. Take care.